What up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do the unboxing and review of this custom 1/4 scale Venomized Magneto. This is actually a controversial piece right now since the factory and the commissioner is having some kind of problem. I don't know the whole story behind it, but my friend just happened to get his hand on this piece and asked me to review it. And since I have seen the design and the concept, and it looks pretty cool, right? So I am kind of wondering how good this production is. So let's get him out of the box and find out. All right, guys, it's been about over 2 hours since we tried to put this piece together, and we tried our best, but still there are a lot of pieces like these big pieces right here, lots of symbiote parts that we can't find where to go. So I don't know why customs company just doesn't give us like the instruction manual on assembling. You know what I mean? That would save us so much more time. But here it is. I think the concept looks just awesome, but there's a lot of problem with the engineering on it. Of course, it's custom. So let's check out the detail and the review and see what I think about this. Let's start out with the base here. You can see the sub base. This is a broken pavement. You can see it's a road, broken everywhere, rebar coming out everywhere. And you can kind of tell that it's kind of lacking depth. I mean, there are different color, different highlights, different elements on it. But I mean, it could have been a lot better, I believe. It's still not too bad though. And then on top, then you have this bunch of different metal pieces that Magneto power just kind of pull it out of the ground, along with the symbiote right here where it's lifting him up. I think the symbiote, it doesn't look too good. I mean, it's just plain black with some highlight of blue, but that's about it. And there are seam line of the symbiote parts where you have to connect. That's everywhere. The rebar and the metal, these look pretty okay, and it has pretty nice weight to them as well. I'm not sure if I install all the part correctly or not, but we just try to put it together from the photo that we see. There are a couple parts that I can't figure out where it goes. Overall, I think the elements on the base just kind of adds to it, so I kind of like that. And then there is a connection part right here where the symbiotes coming off the ground. You can clearly see there is big seam line right here. I know it's not going to be everybody's favorite, but what else are you going to do, right? If you were to make this whole thing into one piece, it's going to be very big and very heavy, and you might be risking breaking things in the box. The line that's going through on the symbiote into the cape, I think is a pretty good idea, and they did a pretty good job there. And you can see lots of texture right here in the back, and it's more black down in the bottom here, and it's turning to the blue color of his cape. That is pretty good, but again, the glossiness of the symbiote and then turns into the kind of matted blue. I'm not really sure how I like that. I think it needs to be better connection. One more thing, the tip of the wiring here, this is just lazy, man. I mean, in the photo I've seen, there are actually like the real wire coming out in different color, but they just kind of painted all silver right here. So yeah, that's really bad looking. All right, let's check out Spider-Man here. He is grabbing to the symbiote, and Magneto just grabbed him by the throat. Let's just check out the symbiote around him first. I mean, there are a lot of missing parts that I can't tell which one goes where. The one that you see that I put in here, I actually need blue tack to help me peg it into the hole to make it stay. Otherwise, it's just gonna fall out everywhere. Spider-Man itself, it's not too bad, but it's not too good either. I mean, you can see different texture on the boot here, but as far as the color on the body, it's okay. Nothing really special about it. Again, the hand, the color of the skin tone is not too good either. The problem with this is the only hand of Magneto to be placed here, and the way it is placed is not really exactly what it's supposed to be. So I can't really actually put Spider-Man head right into the socket because the hand is in the way. So you just kind of have to leave it just like that. But I kind of do like that the symbiote is coming onto the Spider-Man mask, turning him into Venom as well. And this little spider web thingy, yeah, this looked really bad. It just kind of sit right there in the spot, and you're supposed to connect the little hole here onto Magneto. But I put the blue tack on it, and it still won't stay. It just keep popping out. This looks really bad. See, you can just tell, it just keep popping out. Now, Magneto itself, I think it looks pretty good. He looks metallic, like from the boot that he has on, and it got like symbiote. Like you can actually see it on the boot here, but it needs to be more glossy, I think. And the fact that it's like all the way into the boot, it should have been like, I don't know, different layer onto the boot itself. That would make it so much better. Like right here on the thigh, you can tell it's a different layer here. That's why it looks better, but I'm not sure why it's all red. It's supposed to be black, right? So I don't know what's going on there. Nonetheless, it still looks pretty good. Same as everywhere right here on his body. It has nice muscle tone, and it got nice shadowing everywhere on the body. That looks good. And the pose, I think, is cool. And the fact that he is levitating right here is a really good concept, except let's check out right here. This is the connection right here onto his buttock. And there's a connection onto the cape on two shoulder. But man, this is so risky because Magneto itself is pretty heavy. And this did not go all the way in yet. Once I push it all the way in, it just kind of slide back a little bit. So I'm not sure how long this piece will actually stay afloat like this before just all tumbling down. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because the engineering on this one is just so crazy, man. And it's supposed to be magnetic in the back here, which I do not feel it's gripping anything. And the right hand switch out has two different ones. This one, let me take it out. The magnetic on the hand is pretty good. So yeah, I gotta be careful with that a little bit. And there's actually a little hole right here for the symbiote, but I can't tell which one you're supposed to use. And then there is a switch out where you have the symbiote coming out his hand, holding onto Magneto's helmet. All right, let's take a look at this switch out, having the levitation of the helmet here and the unmasked portrait. I kind of like this look, actually. And the whited out eyes looks like he is showing his power and just being very aggressive at the same time. I kind of like this. Looks pretty good. And then there are switch out right here where you can put it onto his other hand, but I just don't know where to begin, man, because look at it. I mean, there are spacing right here, but you just don't know where to go. Yeah, so I'm not even gonna try it, but this part right here looks pretty bad. I mean, it's just all silver. Yeah, same as this one. Otherwise, the symbiote, it might look good if you can put it together, but other than that, man, I have no idea. Let's check out a portrait here. This one is when he's about to be venomized. You can see Venom is wrapping his face and the teeth are coming out here and the eyes here. I think they did a pretty bad job here as far as the color. I don't even know why it's matted to begin with. I mean, he looks angry, which I kind of do like, but just the color. Yeah, if it was glossy and it has more details in it, it would be so much better. I'm kind of glad that they give you this bust stand right here. And it's not just for the head, but it also has a switch out on the neck as well. And this piece on all three of them. So that is kind of cool. You can switch it out onto the body there. So you get a regular helmet portrait, the unhelmet portrait, and this is probably the coolest one. I'm not sure what it is, but it does have a light up feature, and the details on the helmet does look pretty cool here. Like it is venomized, but I'm not sure why it's all silver. Apparently, this LR battery doesn't really work. It doesn't fit onto this light, but I'm just gonna show you what it would look like light up with my phone here. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Now we change it out to this portrait right here. I mean, it does look cool, but I don't think it actually go with anything else on the suit here, right? Everything else is kind of dark blue, and now the face is just all metallic itself. So yeah, I guess if you like this, it's okay, but not my favorite. All right, now let's get a measurement going. Start off with the length. It is at about 15.5 inches or about 39 centimeter. And the depth, it is at about 14 inches or about 36 centimeter. And the height, it is at 29 inches or about 74 centimeter. So the base doesn't take up way too much room, or the depth, but the height is gonna be a little bit of a problem. But I think it's just enough onto the shelf right here. So yeah, it's a pretty cool piece to have with the dynamic pose and the cool concept and everything. All right, guys, that's it for the unboxing and review of this custom 1/4 scale Venomized Magneto diorama. I think it has a nice concept, but it has a crazy engineering problem here. Even though everything that you see is not all perfect, but it's a cool piece to have nonetheless. And my friend paid only $700 for this piece. And everything that you get here, I think, yeah, man, as bad as it is or as good for some of you, I think it is worth it for that price. I'm not sure what the pre-order price is, probably like 1,500 or so. But the fact that I think the factory is kind of just selling it under the table or whatever, man, it's a good grab to get. I mean, if I were to get one for this price, I probably would as well. But I would love to know what you guys think of this piece, if it's worth the money that they are paying right now or not. Even though, you know, all the problem that you get here, is it a good piece? Let me know down in the comment. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.